Okay, I have managed. Are you still all there? Oh boy. Okay, please say hello so I know that I have in fact managed. It says live. I see my mug. I think I'm here. Here you come. Hi, Karen. Thanks for checking in. Fallen Star Seer, Julie S. There you are, Audrey. You betcha I'm here for you. Lisette, nice to see you. Alexandra, thank you for coming. Third time's a charm. I got this new computer and I can't do anything on it. It's really quite aggravating. But then technology is always aggravating for me. Elizabeth, Guy, oh, it's so nice to see you here, Guy. I have a lot to talk about. Hi, Joanna. Hi, Ruby. Linda. Hi, Caitlin. Right. So I'm just going to start saying a few things about what I'm going to say a few things about today. And that is the importance that this day holds and the big picture. Thanks, Guy. Hi, Linda. I just want to wait because usually a lot of people come in a few minutes and we'll wait for them. Hello, Laura. Thank you. Thank you for being here. So I got a new mic. Does it sound better? You should be very impressed. At least I've got the mic. I have the new computer from hell that I can't do anything on. In the old days, I've always had a Mac. And in the old days, the Mac was quite something. But they've managed to screw that up too. Breathe, Patricia, breathe. Erin, hello. Thank you. Oh, you're such a star. Thank you, Fallen Star Seer. Thank you. Thank you, Audrey, because I had the new computer has a default problem in the mic. So my voice was really tinny, but I bought a new mic. So eventually I'll have to buy a new computer to get it right. Hi, Kim. Hi, Polly. Thank you for coming in. Such an important day. And I'm grateful that you're taking time to be with me and to share with everyone this day. Because this day is when the world changes. Either way. Lon from Mexico. Oh, I love Mexico so much. Thank you, Juanita. You guys have got such great names. Juanita Skywalker. I mean, is that the best or what? Jasmine, hello. Christine just voted. I hope you voted right. Not that I can decide what that is. But boy, is this an important moment. Yes, that's so true, Audrey. Raven, Moon Gardens. Is that Raven? I don't have my glasses on. This is what I mean about great names. Somebody said I should change my name to a spiritual name, but my mama gave me this name, Patricia. How spiritual is that? It stays. Hi, Christine. Oh, Christine. You voted again? I did. I voted right. Somebody will argue, well, there's no right, but I think there is. Thanks, Karen. Trump is rocking. I'm going to preface this talk by saying that if you are part of the Trump derangement syndrome, you don't want to be on this thread. So, I respect your opinion to not to vote one way or the other, but not to get into Trump this derangement syndrome. It's very real. I mean, here I go. Hi, Michelle. Oh, from the Maldives. Thank you for being here. Hi, Kathy, Bonnie, Jasmina. Yes, it is a beautiful name. Thank you, Jasmine. So, yeah, I'm going to get started. Trump derangement syndrome. So you have one guy, Biden, saying that we're going to enter into a dark winter, aside from the fact that he is incoherent. You know, where do I start with this? So you have a population of people who have been, excuse me, who have been manipulated, massaged, and mind controlled into hating Trump to such a fervor, to such a pitch, that they are completely, absolutely, totally blind to anything else. So that's, in fact, very aptly named Trump derangement syndrome, because there used to be a time when people had some semblance of reasoning. That seems to have disappeared in a lot of people. On the other hand, we have so many people waking up and really seeing and really understanding what is going on this planet. And thanks to the white hats, or whatever you want that to be in your mind, that supports Trump, supports taking down the cabal, supports changing the tape of the control over planet Earth, you cannot help but look at the other side and ask yourself, how possibly can anyone hold firm to their idea that Biden is good and Trump is bad, that Biden represents something and Trump is the complete hell for the common. I'm getting tongue-tied here because I don't know how to spit this out. The words, the terms that have been used against Trump, that he's a dictator, he's a fascist, whatever. And meanwhile, on the other side, the plan is to completely turn America and the rest of the world into a communist, total take over New World Order situation. So, the other day I hear Biden say, we're facing it was in the debate, we're facing a dark winter, which also has implications as far as military terms for an all-out catastrophe, right? And Trump said, no, we're not. We're facing prosperity. We're going back to prosperity. We want to unlock everything. And Trump and Biden is going to lock everybody back down again. Masks mandated, vaccine, et cetera. And Trump is saying, no, we need to open. We need to open. We need to take off our masks. We need to see that this situation we're rounding this curve. We have treatments. We'll have a vaccine, a safe vaccine, he keeps saying. And, I think to myself, how could anybody be so filled with hatred that they cannot see the great divide here? That they cannot see where the one side wants to take the planet and where the other one does? Well, today's the day we find out. Today's the day we find out if hatred wins or if reason wins. And, today, I have to interrupt. Hi, Elaine. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Karen. Today we find out if the people count. There's a lot going on. First of all, I want to say that, in case you haven't heard, the judge ruled against Newsom, Alfred E. Newman, for those of you who remember Mad Magazine. The judge ruled against him that it's unconstitutional, the restrictions that he's imposing in California, the mandates, the arbitrary oligarch, autocrat mandates that he's issued are unconstitutional. So you see, it's starting to crack. Finally, it's starting to crack. And like I said, when I started this, today's the day we find out what's going to happen. We may not know the entirety of what's going to unfold, but either today, sanity reigns It's not about people here. It's not about these two candidates. It's about global takeover, or the voice of the people saying, we won't stand for this. And America, the United States, for you Canadians, I don't want to offend, is let's face it, the melting pot of the world it will always be. And seems to be the test center of the world as well. It's where it's happening. It's where we see that what will the future hold. Because if Trump wins, again, this is my opinion, we are moving toward progress. We are moving toward the recognition that the people aren't going to stand for enslavement anymore. We're not going to stand anymore for the corruption, for the tyranny. If Joe Biden wins, and of course he won't be there very long because he's about to, either he'll be immediately relieved of his duties, and God help us, Kamala Harris would then become the president, or he's just going to evaporate because he's really in trouble, this man. And it's so clear that he's just a pawn. It's just like they keep, trying to keep him out of the public eye as much as possible because he drools on himself, and that he's a pawn until they can yank him out. Oh my God. So today's the day, the fraud. I'm sure you agree that Trump really has to win by a landslide here because we have fraudulent mail-in ballots. I've heard that they're bringing ballots to senior homes and forcing them to sign for Biden. I even heard, of course, this is rumor, but the person who said it on the internet claimed he had proof that some of these poor people are being forced to sign or they don't get to eat. This is happening in America, okay? Fake ballots, forced ballots, ballots for Trump going into the garbage. It's all there. And Trump is well aware of it. And there will be, God knows how many legal cases and how much disruption. My point here being, Trump has to win by such a landslide that it won't matter. And that's a tall order. Tall, tall order. I want you to pray like you've never prayed before, and to envision this outcome, because we are at the great divide here. It's the new earth or total tyranny. And I believe that he's done it. There are people that are saying he's already won. And, of course, visualizing this as a 5-dimensional timeline. But let's not get complacent with that idea. Let us, for those of you who still haven't voted, get out and vote. For those of you who have, we still have to be vigilant. I'm talking about holding a candlelight vigilance all day, all night, seeing this win, seeing the light win. And it's not because I'm a Trump fanatic. It's because all I see from this person, all I have been talking about all this time, is someone who says what he's going to do and does it, and someone who has quite an incredible light around him. And I think, when I look at the darkness surrounding the other side, it's just, the celebration of total disruption. Kamala Harris came out and said, yes, of course BLM is rioting. I think her exact words were, yes, of course there is rioting. We need to, and I hope it goes on, and it will. And speaking of that, Oh, hi, Jane. I'm glad you're here. The idea that someone sane would vote, would want someone whose team wants rioting because people have been, it's been inculcated in their mind, this BLM mirage, Antifa-led, George Soros-funded mirage, and the confusion about what that really stands for and who's funding it. Hold on. Bonnie says, I have an Andara grid Chris set for them. Great. Use your crystals, use all your tools, by all means. I mean, this is time for the light forces to unite like never before. This day is the beginning of the rest of our life. And, you know, I don't want to be over dramatic, but let's play this out. If Trump does not take this, you can look forward to exactly what they've said. More rioting, we want it. Dark winter, God knows what they've got planned for that. Masks indefinitely mandated by the government. More corruption, more Satanism. And let's not forget, this man who can barely put a sentence together would have his finger on the button. Do you know about the nuclear button? So years ago, I met a dear friend of mine. Her brother had been in the military, and he carried what they called the football for George Bush. So to which I said, what's the football? And he said, well, the football, he said, okay, every minute of every day, someone is near the president, someone high-ranking military, even when he's sleeping, is holding the case that carries all the nuclear codes, the sequences, right out of Dr. Strangelove. If you haven't seen the movie Dr. Strangelove, you have got to see it. So this guy carried the football for George Bush. And that means that in any moment, in a second, if the president decides to trigger nuclear war, the military dude hands him the suitcase and off go the codes. So when you talk about the button, then it's real, it's true. And I want you to think of think about these two people. If you wanted someone to have their finger on that button, who would you prefer? Joe Biden? Kamala Harris, who it appears would be the president, because once Joe were to win, she'd be stepped up in a minute, no heartbeat. That's been the plan all along. The one who wants rioting and rage and destruction, or Joe Biden, were he to stay in that long, who can't find his ass, certainly can't put together a sentence. And if he would only just stop fondling children on camera, but hey. Or would you want it to be Trump, a man who is, God, this man has been doing 5 rallies a day. He's unstoppable. This man's energy freaks me out. 74 is he? I should have his energy and clarity, and truly has demonstrated that he's trying to save America. It's no longer a simple run for the presidency. He knows, it's very clear, he knows he's been put in this position to save the United States, to save the planet. I truly believe that. And, you know, it's been, I've come out for him a long, long time ago, facing, of course, disdain, disruption, disapproval. And I'm still here. But now there are so many of you, so many of us seeing it, understanding it, recognizing who he is and what he's here to do. So I wanted to spend some time with you, and I just want to answer questions too. But I wanted, hi, Barbara. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. Carolyn says thought creates, so let's not have any thoughts of anything but good. No, let's have any thought we want to have. This is the free thought zone. And when you were with me, Patricia Cori, we don't block out any thoughts. We talk about them. We feel them. We express them. We heal them. We bring them up into the light. So I don't agree with that, Carolyn, but I appreciate so much your intention. I certainly don't. I know that you're not trying to evoke argument. But yes, by all means, let's talk about it. If you have fear, if you have concern, we can talk about it. What I don't want to do is spend time fighting over who's right or wrong, because I invited you here all to bring your love, your light, your intention, your hope, and your fear, if it's there, because we need a place where we can talk. That's always been my shtick. And, I didn't feel like trying to put together the town hall today. So I thought, well, at least we can do this. At least we can, do a live stream where you can send your questions and comments. But I admit, I don't feel fear because I'm not afraid of death. And I've told everyone this so many times. Not fearing death is the key to a happy life. When you understand you're only passing through here, you can't get too riled up. But it's not just about me, and it's not just about us as individuals. It's about the future of this planet. It's about the future of civilization, humanity. And I believe that this day determines where we're going. That is, if he wins by a landslide. Because if he doesn't, you know already that they're prepared to pull every trick out of the hat to delay. Where is it in Pennsylvania? They're going to delay. Somebody explain to me how they're getting away with delaying the vote until days after the election is over. Does anybody know about that? How does she search of their store? How does one search out there? I'd love to answer that, Raven, but at the moment it's not on topic. What I'm afraid of, mighty Aphrodite says, what I'm afraid of is the measures they will go to take this election. They will do everything possible. So why I'm uniting you here and why all around the planet people are calling people together in prayer, in visualization, is because the light workers of this planet have to co-create this. Hold on, there's a manic motorcycle in the background. The light workers of this planet have to visualize this man winning, the light winning. And it has to be, I repeat, a landslide. And I think he's going to have it. You look at the Joe Biden rallies with 7 people, even when he had Obama stumping for him, what he had 25, 30 people. I think Trump said it was 75. And then you look at Trump everywhere, 30, 40,000 people. Of course, they own the media. They own the social media. And remind me to talk about the alternative social media. Somebody remind me before I leave. Sorry, background noise. Let's see what Joan is saying. Joan says, fear porn is backfiring on the Luciferians. Yeah, it's so exciting to see it all backfiring. The whole thing that's been put in place with the pandemic, by the way, do you know that I just got a message from the tube that if you even dare to suggest that a healthy immune system can help you ward off this health issue, they'll take you down. Can't discuss it. Not allowed. Anyway, I digress. Help somebody tell me what I was saying, because when I talk about these things, I get cranky. Yeah, yeah, the Antifa groups are planning a coup. They've been planning it all along. And it's like one day I said to myself, okay, so if he wins, it's a disaster, because they're going to, I've been seeing intel about how the Antifa are armed. They're talking about attacking the White House, attacking key points. There's going to be trouble if he wins. There's going to be more trouble if he doesn't. So, be ready for that, because revolution is always painful. We've been in this mindset that we're going to ascend to the fifth dimension. It's going to be Hare Krishna. Everything will just work itself out, and we're going to evolve to a new earth. And I have been screaming, well, hold on a minute here. What about the karma of everything that has come down? What about our individual karma? Are we going to sprout wings here? No. We're in the fourth dimension now, baby. And this is where you meet the karma. Your personal karma, the karma of the entire planet, of civilizations past. All of it. All the good, all the invention, and all of the creation, and the highlights and high points of civilization, and all the bad, all the wars, all the corruption and destruction. It's all bubbling up like scum in a pot. Let me see comments. Even if he wins by landslide, the elite is planning to say he lost anyway. Yeah, I'd like to see how that's going to work out. Let's face it. The plans are in place for a civil war in the United States. Let's just call it what it is. Okay? And that's frightening. On the other hand, it's exciting from the point of view that Trump has the tools to stop it. He just hasn't flexed his muscles yet. He has a lot of military on board. So that might be the way things have to go, because it won't last long. T. Van H. says, you are right, Patricia, for the unknown, but the unknown is nerve-wracking. You betcha. I have butterflies in my stomach. It's a bitch. The unknown is a bitch. You need Sasha on for a chat today. I imagine Sasha's having many chats today, and I didn't think to bring him on. But I'm sure that he's tearing it up because he's such a star. The light picture streaming down on Trump was marvelous. Yes, it was. Some people are saying that that was Photoshop, and didn't look like Photoshop to me, but even if it is, love the picture. It's circulating like crazy. It's going viral, and it's just fabulous. Photoshopped or not, to be honest. Ruby says, so true, 4D has been my focus and journey this year. Poof, I'll tell you. It's just a boiling pot with all the scum coming to the top. I hate that word scum when people call people scum. So I'm referring to the, in fact, scum on the top of a boiling pot of soup. But if it fits, it fits. Sean says, we will win this. Oh, music to my ears. Yeah, we are winning. I mean, have you been watching Trump? And have you been listening to his words? He has been, you've probably heard me talk about how at the beginning I used to be curious about him. I'd look at him and say, why is this man deliberately acting like a clown? And you've heard me say that I'm convinced that he was doing that deliberately to disarm the enemy and to keep this attack on him at a very low, stupid, superficial level. And then one day, I think it was predominantly when the news happened that the shoe had dropped and we had the pandemic, or what I affectionately call the plandemonic. and he stepped into his power. Or at least he was always in his power, but he stepped into showing us his power. And power it is. And you can be sure we're all worried about so many aspects, but you can be sure Trump is 10 steps ahead of everybody else. This man plays 5-dimensional chess. He's really quite remarkable. And anything that we're worrying about, he's already thought about maybe a year ago. One thing that I find very alarming is that Pennsylvania, which is a seriously important state, swing state, is getting away with this late ballot number. All the other things, the fact that, California put in this mail-in ballot number, thank you, Nancy Pelosi and Newsom. And, we have reports of boxes and boxes of ballots being dumped everywhere. It's a complete scam. Okay, Lady says he is a master troller. Who are you referring to? Because if it's Trump, you should probably leave the stream. Yeah, you should probably leave the stream because we're Trump supporters here. Thank you, Tila Empress. I'm glad you're here. All right, so send me your questions. I'm looking at this. Neil says the comedy skit over COVID-19. I didn't see it. Lady Princey, love in the rallies when he says all they do is COVID. I know. I've been watching his rallies and he really makes me laugh a lot. And when he says, all they keep talking about is COVID. And then another very comical thing that he's been saying is, I went in there, they gave me remdesivir. It's amazing. The next day, he said, not that I needed it because I am a perfect human specimen. I am a young man. And he said, the media now, they're going to go out there and they're going to say that, I said I'm perfect. And they did. He just loves to, in the British terminology, take the piss out of the media. Let's see what else. And it's just troller in a good way. That's why he paved. Huh? Missed that. He normalized COVID. Yes, he did. That's a very sage comment. He took the boogeyman out of it. And, I think you all know that I don't he really got it. I made that video. If you haven't seen that video, Helicopter, I can't remember the title that I gave it, where I just never believed for a minute that was him, never believed for a minute he had it. And so, but what a great idea. Anyway, let's see. I should have my glasses on because I always forget that I have to revert to my small computer. So I'm squinting. Joan says, master trollers are getting bonuses today for sure. What is the best advice to stay calm through this time? I wish I had a magic wand, and I'd love other people to come in to the comment. Jess, hiya, babe. Do you think he will win? I do. I do think he's winning. Absolutely. How to stay calm in this time? You're going to have to do everything you can to stay in that humanity, the big picture vision, the everything possible you can do to avoid fear. And, television is absolutely your enemy. So I heard someone talking about that, how we become hypnotized by television. I'm anti-television, and I haven't had one for 25 years or more. There is technology in the programming and in the technology itself to hypnotize you. It has to do with the light, how the light is, the screen is flickering. Okay. so that you get into a hypnotic drone state. And everything that's on the TV, for example, the TV shows at night, and the only reason why I know this is because I get samples of them on YouTube. And Trevor Noah, who should be ashamed of himself. All of them, Seth Meyers, all of them, all the talk shows are constantly ridiculing, demeaning, vulgar misrepresentation of what their job really is supposed to be. It's like political humor is one thing, but the orchestrated nonstop attack. And of course, you go to bed with this shit in your head. 11 o'clock at night, you're hearing about Trump being a moron and a moral deficit and a dictator and whatever else is coming out. And you go to sleep with this, and it sits in your subconscious, and you get up in the morning, you hear the news, and it's more bad news. So first thing, in answer to your question, is do not watch television. And right now, obviously it's going to be CNN giving you false reports of who's winning or losing, doing their damnedest to make sure that people don't go out for that last minute vote, right? So unplug your televisions completely. This is very important. And what you can do to get information is to look at your alternative media. Breitbart, Dan Bongino, some Fox News, not all. And maybe not even need to. Just spend this day. This is one of the reasons why I decided to call you together today. It's like just, to talk it out, to feel each other, to, I don't know, to be together on this, to join forces. What else can you do? Remember that no matter what unfolds here, change has to come. And that in the unexpected scenario that they win, the other side wins, the planet's going to revolt. It's already started. There's a populist movement underway on this planet. And, David Icke screaming about the pandemonic being a hoax. I mean, you can't stop this tide. So strap on your seatbelts. It's going to be rocky. And your life may be disrupted for a while, but it's something we have to go through. Either way, we're going to have to go through it. Okay, I believe Trump is the reincarnate of George Patton. Many people have said that he even looks like him. It's possible. Elizabeth Light Terrell, we haven't had rain in Sedona in months. You had a thunderstorm. That's interesting. Let it rain, let it rain, let it rain. So anyway, I'm kind of, I'm sitting on the edge of my seat. I'm very eager. I want to see this absolute landslide. There can be no contest. And I'm hearing other people say that too. Let's see a landslide here so that no matter all the hidden ballots, all of the cheating, imagine really. They have proof that that the Biden camp has been going into senior centers and forcing the people to sign the ballots. And some of them are incoherent, so they just put the pen in their hand. These are the people that, they have proof of this, by the way, and that's going to come out. These are the people you want to be running the planet. Because the president of the United States is a big, big player on how this planet is run. Of course, the United Nations New World Order is the big boss. That's why Trump is pulling out of these organizations. Okay, let's see what else. Trump was on, I can't see, was on thanking people. Numbers are large. They're saying it's going to be 65%. You know, I watched those rallies and I thought, first of all these rallies, very few people wearing masks, people sandwiched together, freedom ringing, not buying the rhetoric, not buying the BS. It's over. Thank you. In the end, we're going to be able to say thank you for this pandemonic. It was a wonderful wake-up tool. Thank you for being such absolutely horrific, evil beings, because you made it bad enough for huge numbers of people to wake up. COVID cannot touch those that vibrate hard. And yes, a wake up to vibrate hard. COVID cannot touch those that vibrate hard. Okay. But COVID, I agree. Okay, I can't talk about this or they'll yank this off the air. So I'm going to let that go. But you know how I feel about it. All you have to do is remember the term pandemonic. Oh, the rallies are incredible. They are. They were incredible. I loved when people started chanting, "We love you," and Trump, the first time he heard them do that, he got very emotional. And he said, "I love you too." He said, "Okay, stop or you're going to make me cry." And I thought, what a very human thing to say. He's depicted as this monster. And, you know, what a very vulnerable human thing to say. And at one point he said, "Okay, I'm going to have to go and kiss everybody." He said, "Even you guys." He said, "Don't take it seriously." And I just thought, you know, when was the last time we heard any humanity in politics? I mean, the rhetoric, oh, everybody's going to work again, and the nausea of the political rhetoric. But when did you ever hear a president say, "I love you too. I love you too. I want to kiss everybody"? I just thought it was so wonderful. Okay, why am I struggling so much with my vision? It's going so fast I can't read the notes. POTUS is hilarious. He is. Because you see, the world has lost its sense of humor. And you know I'm all about humor. It's the key to everything. And so he's funny and he's hysterical, actually. But very few people have a sense of humor. It's gone. So everything he says, they jump on. And when he said, you know, "I'm a perfect human specimen," you know, the president with his major ego issues, and he was being sarcastic, facetious. I laughed. Political correctness, mighty Aphrodite. Oh, that is my, you know, the real bailiwick here. Political correctness is a part of the scheme to disarm and disrupt society, to take away free thinking, free thought, free word, to make it a crime. It is actually a crime to say certain words, right? And then, you know, when the universities have lists of words that you cannot use, that is pretty pathetic. But that's what indoctrination is. That's what communism is. And that is what is coming to the United States if Joe Biden wins. So he loves to, yeah, you know, that's a, Paulie says he loves to taunt the media. And, you know, I've always wondered, why does he just aggravate the media to this point? And, you know, the answer is he's going to shut them down. He is going to shut down the mainstream meme. Okay, one more time with the word. Mainstream media with all of their memes and all of their mimics. They're going. They're history. There is a great force of love and light. The aura is golden white. Indeed. Oh my goodness, what else? How do you see the corrupt removed off planet? Lock up? Could you ask that again, Ruby? How do you see the corrupt removed off planet? Lock up? I'm not quite sure what your question is. CNN has lost over 100 million in the papers yesterday. 100 what? Million viewers? Views? Mainstream media. Hi, Shakti. Oh, what a beautiful thing to say. Caitlin says, on my way to vote, taking you with. Take us all with you. Politically correct is against free speech. You got that right, John. How will the corrupt be taken out of the equation? Well, I don't like the idea when we hear about executing, there's a certain stream of information where people are saying they're already dead, they're already executed, they're already in jail. And I don't like that because it smacks of lynching. I think that Trump would never do that. I think that he wants justice to prevail, and he wants to show the world that a world of law and order. So I think a lot of these people are going to be tried and the truth about what they've done come out. As for their fate, well, I'm not a vengeful person, but I would love to see them locked up indefinitely. At least that. And it's all coming out. It's all coming out. We've got the Vatican defecting on itself, although that looks like could be a subterfuge. If you heard Cardinal Vigano talk about the Black Pope and in his letter to Trump, I was watching it with I'm always circumspect. I never take things at face value. So I was watching it and I thought, how is this man getting away with defecting on the Pope and still sitting in a church, a lavish background, some church somewhere in Italy. So I hope it's true. I hope it's what it says it is. But nonetheless, we are seeing the system crack. It's cracking. They're all cracking. Hillary, even if she doesn't end up in jail, she's done. One by one. Biden, even if he doesn't end up in jail, I can't for a minute believe he would ever end up in the president's seat, even for a minute. But if you look at these people, they're desperate and it's cracking and they're falling. The truth is being revealed, and Trump is a major reason why that's happening. But he's not the only reason. Let's forget he has a huge support behind him of military, very high-ranking military, who have been part of the strategy of getting him in and bringing down the cabal. And in my opinion, it's because I believe the theory, the idea that these are patriots who want to save America. I really do. And the truth shall set you free, John. He does know it. Not to mention the digital soldiers. Yeah. It's been very exciting being one of the truthers out here, coming to you all and trying to dodge the censors. And I always wonder when the shoe is going to fall for me, because you've seen many people being taken down and finding their way back. And I wanted to talk about the alternative platform. So I'm a little bit careful with these other channels, with these other alternatives to Tube and Book, because it seems to me not such a great idea to think automatically you can go to these other sites and spill your truth and your guts on issues that are highly contentious and labeling you as a conspiracy theorist, a dangerous person. to whoever is screening these sites looking for you. So people say, well, they can look for you too on YouTube and Facebook. True, but they've got to wade through other things. Whereas if I just dedicate myself on a number of channels that are positioned to be places where truthers are going to talk, it seems to me that anybody that has nefarious intentions would just go right there and pluck everybody off. So I don't think I'll be appearing. What I'm doing is transferring a lot of stuff over to my website, and I'm going to see if I can also broadcast my videos on my website, which they can also take down, but it'll take longer. Trump has millions of people supporting him. You bet he does. You bet he does. Won't it be exciting? So I'd like to ask you, throw this out to you. How many of you that are tuned in, we are 178 people. How many of you believe that Trump will win by a margin? Okay, how many of you believe, I'm going to just assume that you believe that Trump's going to win if you're on this talk, that he'll win by a margin and that it's going to be contested? I'm waiting. Nobody? All right, so how many of you believe he's going to win by a landslide? Oh, I'm loving it. Look at this. Landslide, landslide. Fantastic. Oh my God. Right on. Okay, so as Trump would do, yes, excellent. All right, I'll hold that vision. I believe he's going to win by a landslide. And then the other side's going to be like, are you kidding me? Because at a certain point, there'll be nothing they can do. No amount of stealing ballots, no amount of anything will block what I think is going to be a landslide win. It's not just going to be the what is it, 278 electoral votes? It's going to be, I think it's 270, correction. I think he's going to kick it out of the ballpark. Minnesota will turn red. That's what I heard. I have even heard California may not go red, but there's a lot of people going Republican in California. California? Wow. What a statement. All right. So the bulk of the people who answered that believe that Trump's going to take it in a landslide. And that collective belief of ours is energizing the ethos by a landslide. Let's go. We don't want just a win. That's for sissies. We want a landslide. We want to see that the people are winning. Because voting for Trump now is voting for the people. And when he says, you know why they hate my guts? Because I'm in the way of, they hate you and I'm in their way. I think that's very eloquent and I think it's true. Earthslide. Sorry for the squinting. So when I have, it's really comical that I bought this big computer and can't do anything on it. And I revert back to my little Pro Mac little laptop. All right, guys. Well, what does anyone want to share before I tune out? Because I don't really have anything more to say other than to hold this vision. This is for the liberation of planet Earth. It is. This is it, baby. And people talk about Armageddon and the end times. And I think Sasha Stone and I talked about that, and we both agreed that it's the end of the end of those times. Not the end of the world, not Armageddon. The end of a crumbling, decrepit, abusive, corrupt system that has kept humanity in obedience and slavery in different degrees. Some of us had more of an illusion of freedom than others. But the system, the global system, the despotic, manipulative, dark regime is breaking. It is crumbling. And when you're fearful, just remember that. It's going to hurt. Sure, we could see, God knows how much disruption. Just know it. Just already know it. Have your supplies prepared. Personally, I think that being a prepper is crazy. It's fear-based. You're going to end up with a bunch of food that goes bad. But, I've always said, have some supplies so that you don't get caught up in problems for the basics. Let's not forget the toilet paper debacle, which I'm still convinced was some kind of hypnotic suggestion. Do you think about that? Why people went madly berserk over toilet paper? Talk about planting a hypnotic suggestion. I think it came through the television. Why did everybody become hysterical about getting toilet paper all at the same time? Knocking each other over. I saw a woman knock over a pregnant woman because she had a box of toilet paper, a container of toilet paper in her arms to get to the cash register. She knocked her over. This kind of madness is inculcated. And the dudes that are doing the hypnotic suggestion said, all right, well, what should we choose? Let's choose toilet paper. Everybody needs toilet paper. Could have been something else like toothpaste. But toilet paper is probably more essential than that. You can always brush your teeth with water, right? The end to slavery is upon us. Just remember this, okay? Be strong. Just keep seeing it. The light is winning. Serenite Council have said it, and they haven't been wrong yet. The light wins this one. In Atlantis Rising, they talked about the replay of Atlantis, the struggle of darkness and light. We went down that time. Earth survived, but not this time. This time, humanity wakes up in time, and we are. We are. Watch Shadowgate. I don't have television. And the toilet paper thing was part of a... Okay. Excuse me. Scoochie! My dog's cleaning regime, it always happens when I'm on the air. Very noisy. All right. Does anybody have any comments to make? Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you, Loretta. I'm doing what I can. All right. So you're holding the fort. All right. Tell everybody you know the light is winning this. Just keep putting it out there. Just hear yourself knowing it. Because we're about to celebrate. And, I hate to drink champagne alone. So we might have to have a champagne party. Can we do a short prayer? Absolutely. Yes. All right, let's take this time then. Just close your eyes. Just breathe. We light beings, light workers, starseed, souls in ascension, loving children, parents, Homo sapiens. We send our love out. We send a beam of light to Donald Trump and to all who surround him, to all who stand for that love and light and hope and prosperity and goodness. Know that you are surrounded in our love and faith, and that the hand of God really is on your shoulder. You know it. You feel it, and so do we. We celebrate this day for you, giving you thanks for all you have accomplished and all the love you feel for humanity. Just know you're loved and appreciated. And God bless you, and God bless America. Oh. Yeah, smile comes to my face. He's going to take it. So anyway, as soon as we hear tomorrow, two things can happen. One is the landslide, and there'll still be trouble. It's going to be trouble regardless. So it's a good time to stay home, keep a low profile, and see what comes. Just see what unfolds. But if he's got the landslide, we are rocking and rolling. And if he doesn't, you know how many people are in position with lawsuits and evidence? Man, this is under control. So breathe, trust, see it coming. And who wants to join me for a champagne party? I think we should have a virtual champagne party because I would never drink champagne alone. All right, so we have an appointment. Those of you who don't mind occasionally having a little alcohol, I say in a few days, we bring out some champagne and we have a virtual, wouldn't that be great? A virtual champagne party in celebration of the light winning. Oh, hell yeah. Gotta love Elaine. All right, it's a date. So let's win first, and then I'll come back to you with when we're going to do our party. And, you know, maybe I'll bring Sasha in on that if I can, because he'll kick up a storm. And that's what we're going to do. All right, guys, listen, before I go, I want to remind you that I've got my DNA activation course up now. Many of you were getting a little tired of hearing me say, I promise, I promise, I promise. It's available now on my website, so please check it out. Also available on the page, you go to online courses. I now also have the incantation that I promised you, my gift to you. So I think you have to register, sign in and register, and then find incantation, it's called Calling All Angels. And that is an extraordinary tool to use as protection and as holding space for any ceremony, any spiritual activity that you embark on. So please use it. It's a wonderful tool. I use it all the time. Okay? And please check out the course. Put a lot of love into it for you, and I hope that it touches you. All right, guys. Okay, so I love the idea of champagne. Let's bring on the champagne. Champagne it is, raw. Champagne for me has always been so celebratory. Like I said, I never drink champagne alone, so we're going to have to drink it together. A virtual champagne party. I'll even get my hair out of my eyes for that. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. I love you. Be strong. See the beauty. See it happening. The world is changing today. Trust me. I love you. Take care. Thanks for tuning in. My love around you. Ciao, everybody. Rock on and let's get the champagne in the fridge. Bye-bye.